My guest comedian this week has appeared on Comedy Central Live and is a 2-time Roast Battle UK champion, Shalaka Kurup.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm so good. You're a Roast Battle legend. This is very cool. When did you discover you had like a talent for being mean to people?
Oh, I think I've always had the thoughts. And Roast Battle is the first place where I've been allowed to say them out loud.
Because there's a video from just a couple of weeks ago which has clocked up 3 million views of you roast battling an 8-year-old.
Oh, yeah. That was a weird experience. I didn't find out. I don't know if people have watched the video, but I didn't find out it was an 8-year-old until I was on stage. And all the jokes I'd written for this imaginary man that I was going to roast, they just gave me some facts about him. I couldn't use any of them. And I was just sat there being like, I'm not going to get cancelled on the internet for saying horrible things to an 8-year-old.
Because one of the facts I gave you was that the person you were roast battling was a virgin.
Yeah.
And presumably you'd lined up your ammo.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did call him a virgin. But that was more accurate.
Yeah. You've also been rated the most valuable roast battler globally.
Oh,
MVP.
That's good. I didn't even know that. Well, yeah, it's a bunch of white men. So when they want to do it right, they got to get an Indian in to do their work right.
But what does it feel like to be like number one in the world of something? Like, that's insane.
I wish my life changed, but it didn't.
You didn't get a Nike deal.
No, you don't get that with Roast Battle. Like, best case scenario, someone's offered me a brand deal for like inhalers or like some weirdo porn magazine for men who don't leave the house. Like, that is my best.
Is that your core audience?
That is my core audience.
Because does it take you places roast battling? Like, is it ever like, okay, I've kind of championed in London, now I have to go elsewhere?
They flew me out to Denver, Colorado for the finals, which is quite cool.
And this show's all about escaping your echo chamber. What kind of thing does your algorithm typically show you?
So I think I've curated my algorithm in a very bad way.
Oh,
where
no.
to go to sleep now, I listen to a lot of Am I the Asshole videos.
Okay, yeah.
So on TikTok, it's just back to back. Different content influencers, creators reading out Am I the Asshole videos.
So you just kind of let TikTok run?
Yeah, I put on auto scroll, and then when I'm like just about dozing off, I'll just click the button and turn off my phone. I live a very healthy life.
I mean, for what it's worth, it feels very Gen Alpha.
Yeah, I know. I'm cool.
You know, I was to find out what your echo chamber typically is. I was looking at the kind of people that you follow. You follow Transport for London.
Yes.
And the London Transport Museum.
Of course.
And Tube Map and London Photography.
Yes.
Are you a Tube fan?
Well, I have a PhD in trains, so I love trains.
Yeah.
Well, I got that because it was the only PhD that would pay me to do it. And I just happen to know a lot about, I won't say I love trains, I just know a lot about it. It's like a rash. It's like a permanent STD.
Wait, so you have a real
Yeah.
PhD in trains?
Yeah. And now I just happen to know a lot and end up meeting a lot of people who are like, oh my God, we love trains. And then your interest kind of grows. But I do love the tube. I'm obsessed with the tube.
What was your PhD on? And why don't you ever talk about this, or do you? And I
have one joke about it. That's like, I mean, it's not that funny.
Wow, well, that does make sense. Because I was out there looking for the politicians. I was looking for like the the groups, and then it was like trains. And I was like, this is a lot of trains.
Why not follow Zach Balansky?
You know what you might do? I'm not going to lie. You follow more people than anyone else I've had on the show yet.
Very generous with my followers.
I was lying on my office floor yesterday, and I just ran out of time.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's escape your echo chamber.
Cool.
This is my first ever thing on this show that has come from Threads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ever.
I had to delete Threads because I wouldn't stop getting notifications from it.
Oh, but they still give you more notifications on Instagram, which is just
it's like,
rude.
get into Threads.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can't have one more social media.
Yeah, I got it. So a man on the internet has started training crows to
attack
MAGA
hats?
Attack red hats generally.
Yeah.
Pavlovian conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
Where the crows learn that a red object equals a delicious snack. Is this a good idea? What do you think?
Depends on which country, because if he's doing it in like
Yeah.
Scotland, that's a lot of gingers who are in a lot of trouble.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just scalped.
Yeah,
up and
just
down the
wiping out
land.
half the population of Scotland immediately.
Like, this does kind of feel like how I would expect lefty resistance to be. It's like kind of very hemp weaving. And
Yeah,
like,
training crows.
Yeah.
It's weirdly medieval, isn't it?
right? I mean, it feels almost like the carrier pigeons in World War One or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? They've got guns. What do we got? Where are they attacking? Because if the crow's poking out eyes, then that's a whole.
I think the idea is the crows think there's food under the hat.
Oh,
and so
that's
they like,
fine.
yeah.
It's also, I think, a very effective annoyance because I've had a seagull steal my food before.
It's terrifying.
Like,
isn't it?
yeah, and you think it stays with you for a while afterwards. So I think it's a very effective form of protest.
It would also be a really bad day to be an Arsenal supporter, I guess.
Yeah, I wear a lot of red lipstick. Maybe I'd be in trouble.
Come for the mouth. Ow.
Ooh, yeah.
If the crows realised that we're all red on the inside, we'd all be screwed.
We'd be, yeah.
What other animals could be trained to do things?
Ooh, what other animals could be trained to do things?
I mean, orcas are already busy
Yeah.
taking down the multimillionaires on yachts.
Yeah, so are dolphins.
What are they up to? Performing in
The
sea life
SeaWorld.
centres. Yeah, they've got enough on their plate.
Same with pandas. I mean, pandas aren't busy,
No.
but they have a job, technically, in the way that
Staying
I have
alive.
a job. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Is that your job as well?
Yeah, just lazing around. Oh, I think ants.
Mm.
I think you could get ants to do some stuff.
I mean,
I don't know what, but I feel like they organize well.
And they've got the word worker in there already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're primed for it.
Yeah.
Ants. I bet there's like, I mean, obviously, the obvious answer is monkeys, right? Different types of monkeys.
Yes.
Because they have opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like squirrels could bring a lot more to the table.
yeah, they could.
Like, what are they doing to combat the far right? I'm not seeing much.
I mean, beavers. I mean, no,
Yeah.
yeah, but the beavers are a far right animal, aren't they? Because they're always building the wall. Yeah, no, there's some engineer who's going to watch this off my following, be like, well, actually jabs on walls.
Yeah. I mean, that's on you for making that your core audience.
Yeah. It is all a problem of my own making.
Facebook. Are you on Facebook much?
Kind of. There's a lot of, you get a lot of comedy gigs off Facebook.
Yes, the whole networking
It's
for that is
so
on there.
mental that
Yeah.
everything's on Facebook. And I have a lot of family on Facebook, but I don't post on Facebook unless someone's tagged me in something that I need to share.
Right. Because it's the older generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I hate Facebook with all of my heart.
I mean, this is why it's so helpful that I have a secret Facebook following all the right-wing groups.
Oh,
which
fair enough.
means that I get to. So I am in, for instance, English and Proud bracket,
yes.
Patriots only, with its 5.5 members, which is different from English and Proud hyphen Patriots only, which has twice as many members.
Think they might have had some infighting.
Yeah.
And then one decided to create a splinter group. I really hope the splinter group is the one with 10,000 members as opposed to 5,000. That would be really funny. It would be an insane outcome.
Do you think the falling out was over whether it should be a hyphen or brackets?
Yeah, they're just sat there being like, well, actually, brackets are gay. We're going to do a hyphen because that looks like a penis.
Yeah. This post is wicked. I'm obsessed with it. So it's 3 pictures. The first one is a petrol car mechanic, and it's a guy with a massive beard and long hair. The second one is a diesel car mechanic. It's the same guy, but he's absolutely covered in like a oily substance all over his face. And then the third picture is marked electric car mechanic. And he's got his hair in a cunty little bun. He's got big earrings and he's got a little bit of lippy on.
When you sent me this, it took me, I'm so liberal brain woke pilled or whatever, that it took me a solid 4 minutes to understand what they were saying. Because I was like, I looked at electric car mechanic and I was like, but that doesn't look like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Is it a joke about Elon Musk? And I don't think I still understand the point they're trying to prove.
I think it's basically like, I mean, so the petrol, to be fair, I've never seen a petrol car mechanic who looks like that.
Yeah. But is the diesel car mechanic in blackface because diesel cars are disgusting?
He looks like he's been like mining for the diesel himself.
Yeah, I don't understand what that's supposed to be. But is it gay to have an electric car?
I think the suggestion, because the electric car fixing guy has this very kind of them energy.
Yeah.
I notice he's the only person to have safely tied up his hair, which I suspect
If anything, the only professional amongst the three of them.
Yeah.
Electric cars don't really need mechanics because there's not that many moving parts.
It's kind of computery stuff.
So is it like
God, we're good.
It's not a real job?
Yeah, I think it's kind of saying electric cars are like wokey, non-binary, liberal, elite.
Yeah, but also,
like these
doesn't Elon Musk
manly-
own most of the electric cars?
Yes, which is one of these amazing ironies that like the right suddenly owns most of the electric cars
Yeah.
in terms of like the culture war.
I want to see the horse cart mechanic.
Yeah. It is just a horse. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want English values, drive a horse or whatever.
Petrol car guy looks like he's going to serve you like an overpriced IPA at a farmer's market.
Yeah, the petrol car guy looks like the most liberal metal. Like he looks like friends I have who listen to metal and used to be Brewdog card carrying members.
He looks
before.
like he should be in like a metal band. Yeah.
Yeah.
Called like My Murderous Christmas or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you meet him and he's the nicest man you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't understand. I don't understand also, based on this photo, who the manliest one is supposed to be.
Yes.
Because surely the diesel car mechanic.
Because he's dirtiest.
Because he's dirty. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Is it good or bad to have a diesel car?
Yeah. And is the only way to fix a diesel car with your mouth?
Yeah. Is he sucking off the diesel car? What is happening here? Oh my God. It's absolutely insane.
So what do we think they're actually trying to say here?
I honestly cannot even begin to. I think broadly, petrol car good, electric car bad.
Yeah.
If I have to put it in words that they would understand.
Yeah. Car that burns things, good.
Because man created fire.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
If you're going to be phobic, I don't know what kind of phobic this is. At least make it clear to me.
Mechanic phobic. Yeah.
I want to understand, who do you hate?
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more obsessed by the other one.
Jake Lang.
Yeah.
Tell us about Jake Lang.
I was literally, this is how I read it. This is how it's written. I was literally lynched by an anti-white mob of liberals and illegal immigrants. They're literally lynching white Christians on the streets. It's like, why have you written this like Regina George? Why is this Mean Girls musical?
So this is Jake Lang, who was one of the January 6th rioters.
Hero, legend, icon.
Yeah, now pardoned by Trump.
Oh my God.
I was just literally lynched.
Jake, I don't believe that.
He was lynched, but still just had enough power in his fingers to fire off multiple tweets.
Yeah. You know what's most important when you're being lynched? Social media presence.
Tweeting. I had a look at what he did during the January 6th riots. He assaulted a police officer with a baseball bat.
Oof.
Lovely guy.
Don't they love cops?
Yeah. Well, no, not because those were Biden's woke America cops.
Yeah.
As
Yeah, it's not
opposed to-
ACAB when it comes to... we say ACAB, but...
Yeah. And is it just me, or is he holding a cat container that you use to take your cat to the vet?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And then I was like, maybe it's like a helmet, but no, it's definitely...
Yeah.
Oh, he's a crazy cat
box.
lady.
Yes.
Oh, I really like how this is opening my mind into different types of right wing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, men can be crazy cat ladies too.
Even if they are January 6th rioters. Yeah. I mean, I love that his name on Twitter is Jake Lang, January 6th political prisoner, American flag.
Also, is he literally... I mean... he is literally no longer in prison anymore.
Literally not.
Yeah. So that's the only literal statement I can make about his current situation. They're lynching white Christians on the streets. It's crazy to me that you can just say anything. If I was a man, I wouldn't be wasting my time saying stuff like this. I'd be wasting my time being like, I literally have the biggest dick. Like, that's what I would be doing if the internet is going to believe anything I say, I'd just be on there all the time being like, I literally have the biggest dick that any woman has ever seen.
So you would just be flexing.
I'd just be flexing. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, which would be such a peaceful world, just like everyone flexing on each other.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my God, I literally have the most money.
Yeah.
I literally have so many bitches. Like, why would you lie about stuff like that?
The thing is, I think that is how straight men talk to each other.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I think that, like, if, you were in a bro place, where do they hang out? Like
Brewdog.
Yeah, if you're in a Brewdog.
Leicester Square.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Brewdog, London Bridge.
If you're in Brewdog London Bridge, I think that is the conversation that tables of male, straight 21-year-olds are having with each other.
Yeah.
So while he was being lynched, going back to Jake Lang, he apparently didn't call the police, which would be one of the things that I would do if I was getting lynched.
I don't think after you've hit the police officers with a baseball bat, you're allowed to call the police again.
Anymore. Yeah, because Minneapolis police said, we encourage anyone who has experienced assaultive behaviour to report the incident as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So he clearly hasn't done it. Some more fun facts about Jake Lang. He's running for US Senate in Florida. This is a rioter who attacked a police officer with a baseball bat.
But it's Florida. Everything I've heard about Florida is like, well, an alligator is precedent now. Like, that's all the stories I hear about Florida.
Amelia.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, this is one of the most mental things and most complicated things we've ever covered on this show, I think.
Why is her hair purple?
That's what you took from it. They didn't choose Amelia's hair. The government in the UK released this game called Pathways.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to fight extremism.
Yeah.
And when it's like trying to show that actually anyone could be an extremist. And so it was this goth girl with purple hair who was the one being like, yeah, immigrants go home.
Yeah.
And now the far right has kind of co-opted, is that the right word? Amelia as their own.
And so I didn't completely understand this. They put her into grok, which sounds disgusting, by the way.
So there have been loads of memes of Amelia.
Yeah.
Because she'd become like I think it's called a waifu on the internet culture.
I mean, that's exactly what she looks like.
What is a waifu?
A waifu is like, they are women who cosplay as being kawaii and Japanese, if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay. Who are all like, and stuff like that.
And so now she's here saying immigrants go home.
Yeah.
This is why this one is so confusing.
Yeah.
She's just not a typical right-wing figurehead. I've never had such a visceral reaction where I'm both laughing and really unhappy at the same time.
Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm English and I love England.
Oh God.
I like having fish and chips and a pint at the local pub. Pork, sausage,
and
dogs,
God.
and fashion.
That sausage does not understand gravity.
But I don't.
I'm not sure that's ever happened, are you?
No.
Our institutions, the Church of England, the BBC, are a bunch of queers and nonces.
Why is the BBC News studio inside Westminster Cathedral?
Ooh, Keir Starmer. Shout out.
The mayor, this is London, mate, not Afghanistan.
Sadiq Khan.
It's Afghanistan.
Our government won't even protect our schoolgirls from grooming gangs. Sod off, packy wankers. The police won't help. They're too busy confiscating garden tools and suppressing free speech. Curry is fine, but we have several recipes already. We don't need 2 million Indians here to make it.
So I assume this is just like a million memes joined together, basically.
Yeah. So they've compiled all of the content.
Yeah.
They
says it must be this
so now fucking Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is here, yeah.
Chav, posh, doesn't matter. We're already all in this together.
Chav posh doesn't matter. I love that. I'm obsessed. Oh my God, it's still going. I thought it was over.
If I caught my boyfriend watching that video versus catching him watching like a snuff video, I think I'd be more willing to forgive him for watching a snuff video. Yeah. Like, oh yes, someone murdered, but at least, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing. Like, I felt embarrassed for all the people who have called me a Paki in their lives. Like, I was like, oh, this really?
This is what it's come to.
You know when like you would get bullied in school and your mom would say something like, ignore them, they're just jealous.
Yeah.
They were just jealous, maybe. I don't know, because that video is horrible. Like, I don't know why the hair color is bothering me the most. Because you are such a bigot.
Yeah.
And tell me who did your hair, bitch. Tell me who did you. You're telling me you did that you're telling me a straight white English hairdresser did your hair? Fuck right off. I know who did your hair. He's gay and he's from the Philippines. There's no way you achieve that with a box kit at home, Amelia.
My favourite bit is the BBC are a bunch of queers and nonsense.
I mean, you know what? That I will give to them.
Bizarre figurehead for them.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to get my head around this. It's like they don't have anyone like this in real life to figurehead them, so they've had to get an AI to make it for them.
I mean, and the sad part is they do have people in real life who could figure them. They just don't want any of them. They don't want any of the actual people who they've got to figurehead them.
Yeah.
And I think they just don't want, they're trying to attract younger people. And they don't want any of those women to dress up sexily and do this type of video.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's got to be AI.
And it can't be any of the men because they're all gross and disgusting. Sorry, not sorry.
And like going back to this idea of like mixing up messages in a way that like confuses things, like mixing up war with immigration as well is like a really constant comparison. In fact, we were talking about this on the last episode with Claire. There's so much language of war around immigration. Yeah. It's not a war.
Yeah.
Like,
what I loved about it is the immigrants are just immigrant.
Yeah.
Like, looking at that as a brown person, I was like, okay, well, you got a brown man, then you've got some Muslim people, then you've got women in hijabs, and then you've got some Hindu people doing prayers. Like, these are all different types of brown. But to any idiot that watches that, it's just like, oh, yeah, immigrant.
It's just like a brown blur of just like 50 countries.
Yeah. And it's like, which country you matter? It doesn't matter. Any of them. We'll pick one. We'll go to war.
What do you think of the fact that was made in the US? It was made by it was made by an AI Grok on Twitter, but the person who got Grok to make it is Huff for Congress, who is a US-based account.
Oh, that makes complete sense, because only Americans could make something that cringe. Like, I mean, British people are too self-effacing to make something. I mean, the Yankification of the UK is getting extreme, but I don't think this country has got to the point where someone would unashamedly make a video that embarrassing.
The thing that always surprises me is like America has so much going on at the moment, and yet they're so keen to interfere here. Yeah,
like every fucking week, that whole like British food versus American food discourse, and it's like, there are women dying because they don't have healthcare in your country. I'm sorry that shepherd pie exists. Focus on your own shit. Like, shut up.
Is this the arrival of Gen Z on the right-wing scene?
No,
is that what it is? This is a young...
I don't think it's young, because I don't think that Gen Z have A, the cringiness, or B, the attention span to create a video like that.
Yeah, true. It is 2.5 minutes long.
It's a very long video. I'm 32 and even I was struggling towards the end. Be like, when is this? When are we wrapping up?
Because it'll be interesting to see when... I mean, Gen Z have drifted right, haven't they? A lot of them, especially the guy.
I thought they were getting more and more liberal because they're more activist and stuff.
I think they've kind of split in part along gender lines, which is quite weird. Yeah.
That's rough.
But they have... Because they were famously left-wing, 5 years ago?
Yeah. This is my echo chamber.
Yeah.
Because all the Gen Zs in my echo chamber are very left-wing, and they're all looking up to China as like this utopia. And I'm like, no, you're still... yeah, fine. There's still some questions that need to be asked along the way.
Does the left need an Amelia?
I think the left has so many better versions. Bad Bunny. We have Pedro Pascal, baby.
True. We're well served.
Yeah. We have...
basically, all the hot people are on the left.
Yeah, exactly.
But does that mean that we need like a thug to represent us? And that way... in 2026 will actually get
I'm pretty sure we
stuff
have
done.
Tony Soprano. I'm pretty sure we have Tony's.
I think he's fictional.
Oh yeah, fine. Okay. You want a real guy? We probably do.
You know what the problem is? Celebrities don't go bald anymore, and you would want a bald thug.
I think Pitbull is left wing.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I hope so. I really hope so.
If someone told me that Mr. Worldwide is not left wing, it would be the end of my life as I know it.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed that he's super cool. Danny DeVito is famously super left wing. He's a bit thuggy.
He's about 3 feet high. Can he be thuggy and 3 feet high?
Hey.
No discrimination.
Straight for the balls. It's perfect ball crunching height.
Okay, our last forage into the depths of right-wing internet. This is our first ever bit of Epstein file on this show. So it's been a big day. This. So Steve Bannon is obviously one of the kind of evil people behind Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He's now boasting about being an advisor to Nigel Farage, and kind of saying how much they can get done, shut down any crypto legislation or anything else we want. And Epstein says, Roger that. Are you surprised?
No, not even a little bit, because it's been known that, Steve Bannon and Nigel Farage having conversations has been a thing on the internet for years.
Right. I mean, this kind of goes back to the Twitter account making that AMELIA video from the States. Like, what is it about influencing things in the UK that these people are so keen on?
I think because the UK has been such a big... I think they've convinced themselves that they need to influence things in the UK because the UK has been such a big talking point as proof of America, like the far right being right in America for so many years, right? Even years and years and years ago, there was a whole thing about like no-go cities in the UK and you can't go into Birmingham without
Sharia law zones.
Law and all of that.
Yeah.
And I think they basically just talked themselves into a situation where they're convinced that they need to help the UK. I don't think it's altruistic. I think they're just in a situation where they think that it will help them in the US to show that the UK is also changing, quote unquote, for the better.
Right. What I'm really enjoying or confused by about the Epstein files is that the conspiracy theorists were right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
there was a crazy elite paedophile ring running everything.
It just wasn't who they wanted it to be.
Who they wanted. And so they can't celebrate their big win.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, this is everything you've been telling us for like decades.
Yeah. I mean, it's just more proof of the matter that people don't want to be proven right. They want to be proven right in a very the left and the right have this, where they want to be correct, but within their very, very specific worldview. Anything outside of that is just something to be ignored or to be in denial.
This is our angle on this, and we need to toe that party line, and we can't.
Yeah.
How gutting for the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent? It's like there's like suddenly footage emerged of someone putting bombs into the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, you were right.
Yeah.
But they can't.
Yeah, but then they find out it's the person that they supported. It's Donald Trump who's bombing the World Trade Center. And they're like, well, actually, it wasn't him. It's AI.
Feel like my AI lawyer will tell me to say there is no evidence suggesting that Donald Trump bombed the World Trade Center.
I think this is like a scenario where you're like, it would be like, it's like a scenario where you spend this entire time calling your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend a slut who's trying to come on to him. And then you find out that your boyfriend's the one who cheated on you.
Yeah.
And she had nothing to do with it. But you choose to forgive him and stay with him. And then you get married and have 3 kids. And 20 years later, you're in a miserable marriage. That is their equivalent of that.
Wow.
Where they're like, oh, I had this bitch I was angry at. And now I can't be angry at her anymore.
So should we feel sorry for the conspiracy theorists?
No, not even a little bit. Anyone who chooses to live in denial.
Okay, we've just got time for bad egg of the week. Who do you want to go first? Me, the listener, or you?
I can go. I can tell you who my bad egg is.
That's your bad egg.
My bad egg was I was sat next to this guy on the tube, and he started making me really uncomfortable. And as per the tube, everyone's behavior, people are just pretending not to notice, which is fair enough because no one wants to argue. He's pretty drunk. No one wants to argue.
Let's not forget as well that this is your special place.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It is the Piccadilly line. You come to me on the Piccadilly line. And he sat next to me and he kept like asking me stuff. So I kept taking out my earphone and I was writing my notes. I was going to a comedy gig and I was writing my notes in my notebook. And then he keeps asking me stuff, and I was like being polite. And then finally I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. He's like, how's your day? How are you feeling? I'm a bit lonely at the moment. And then I was like, hi, I'm so sorry. I just don't want to chat right now. And then he goes, loses his mind, stands up and goes, you fucking packy bitch, you fucking immigrants, you come to this country, you're ruining our city. And then I got really scared, and I was just sat there listening to him, and I had to run off the tube, and I just waited until the doors are closed and then waited for the next tube and then got to my gig.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm sorry, you were trying to hit on me and now I'm an ugly bitch? Like,
Yeah.
excuse me, you didn't think that 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. I mean, for a start, how did the gig go? Like, did you arrive in good vibes? Like,
No, not even a little bit. Not even slightly. But I think, I don't even remember how that gig went, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had 2 gigs that night as well.
God,
It was
that's
a good distraction from the gig. I wasn't worried about the gig, I'll tell you that much.
He's been watching Amelia, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing where I was like, you're being a hypocrite right now.
Yeah.
Because you were trying to get to know me 2 seconds ago, and now you can't call me a bitch and tell me I'm ugly.
Which is quite a common thing with women, right? It's
Yeah.
like when a woman isn't interested,
Suddenly you're a fat, ugly bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
and
whatever.
It's like,
yeah.
well, your previous 8 messages point
Yeah.
something different. Yeah.
Also, what do you think was going to happen? You were going to say all that shit to me, and I was going to be like, well,
Like-
actually, I'm sorry. You can come back.
I do have a spare. Wow. What about Egg? Do you wish you'd reacted differently?
I wish I'd kicked him in the nuts, to be honest. But when you're in that situation, I've discovered with most of these types of situations, I'm not fight or flight. I'm like freeze. I just freeze up. And then I'm flight. I'm never a fight person.
Yeah.
I wish I think my dream for my future self is to be more fight.
That's why this podcast exists. Is
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at it. Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And especially because you don't know when a dickhead's coming.
Yeah, exactly. I think if I would do things differently, I would kick him in the nuts or say something back to him.
Yeah. I
But
mean, as a comedian, you must be like, come on, this is what I do. You're a roast battler.
Right.
You're the number one roast
Nothing.
battler
Absolutely
in the
nothing
nation.
in my head. Embarrassing. I think it's also the reaction of the people around you that makes you more unsettled. Because when everyone's kind of cowering and not making eye contact and looks really scared, you feel even more worried that anything you're going to do is going to put you in a much worse situation.
Sure.
And no one's going to be around to help.
Yeah.
But I think if I saw this happening to someone, I'd be more inclined to step in and help in that rather than it happening to me.
Yes.
Not because I'm such a good person, but because then there's at least 2 of us
Yeah. Yeah. True.
who are in the correct,
Yeah.
who are willing to fight against someone or
Yeah.
talk back to someone.
And also, presumably, if one person steps in, that probably does make other people more likely to step in.
Exactly,
I'd like
yeah.
to think.
Yeah. I think so. I think you just need one person to be brave enough to be like, stop that.
And do you wish someone had?
Yeah, I kind of do. It was a bit, I think I would have been more comfortable I think I wouldn't have got off the tube and waited for the next tube if I felt safe in the belief that someone else would stand up and or even not even say anything to him, just
Make eye contact.
make eye contact with me or
Yeah.
like offer to speak to me or take me somewhere else or be like, let's go here or just anything to help me feel more safe in that situation. Not that it's their business, but I think that would have been the difference between me getting late to my gig because I had to change tubes as opposed to staying on that tube and existing as I had a right to.
Because having been through that, like, what do you make of the adverts on the tube at the moment? Being like, ask them what the time is.
Yeah.
Which
Why the fuck would I do that? I mean, also no one asked me what the time was.
is. Yeah.
And it was 4 something p.m. I knew that.
I thought it was early.
Yeah, I don't think I think a lot of people, especially if you lived in London for a long time, you know how crazy people can get. So I do understand the hesitancy and fear when it comes to getting involved in a situation like that.
But at the same time, when there's loads of people there, it's like, come on.
Someone. Yeah.
Wow. Shall I do mine?
Yeah, go for it.
So I, upon occasion, am paid to like live stream little bits of my life
Okay.
by a weird very lovely, please keep hiring me, Singaporean live streaming site.
Okay.
So most of what I do is I make salads
Okay.
and people watch me make a salad.
Okay.
And like I have the odd regular who
Right.
joins watching the salad, and I needed to top up my amount for that month. So we were in the car and Dan was driving and I was just like streaming, being like, blah, 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 just filling some time because I had to reach my quota for that month.
Yeah.
And this one guy, one of my regulars, commented being like, oh, who's driving? And I was like, oh, my boyfriend, Dan. And he responded, vomit face, vomit face, vomit face. I wish you hadn't said that. And I think I said something like, wow, that's a lot or something.
Yeah.
And then that was it, which is not my finest comeback, to be honest.
But it's hard, right? In that situation where you're suddenly like, oh,
Yeah.
I got to think of something now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I do think, going back to yours, I think is such a thing. Like these things, you go into a roast battle, you're going to go do some roast.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the tube. You don't expect that you're going to need a zinger up your sleeve.
Yeah. Also, I'm sat on the tube and I've been listening to the entire soundtrack from Wicked. I'm not in a zinger mood. I am borderline
defying
tearing up at
gravity
Cynthia.
right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. I've listened to Cynthia Erivo 6 times in a row. I'm in a very peaceful, calm, zen mood. I'm not going to think of a zinger right now. But it's the same situation where you're suddenly caught off guard and you're like...
And as a comedian, there is something about not having a zinger up your sleeve which feels a little bit devastating.
Yeah, it feels like, oh, I'm bad at my job.
Yeah. It's like, thanks. Now I feel bad for multiple reasons.
Yeah. You should have said, no, that's a lot. That's what your mom said. Last night when I banged her.
That's not very on brand for my stream, but yes, I could have said that. I think it was partly that like I also had I knew that I needed to do 20, it's kind of like you were going to work. Like I had to do another 20 minutes of streaming to get my money.
Yeah, you can't do yo mama jokes for another 20 minutes.
Like I have my priorities, I will have my money, please.
Yeah. Also, some things are just not worth it, are they?
Yeah. The tricky thing with that, the thing that makes me disappointed with that though, is that I was safe.
Yeah.
Like I was in my car on my phone on, to be honest, my streaming account. Like there's nothing there that could have hurt me.
Yeah.
And yet still, I just stood there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But that's also, if you flip it the other way around, you were on your phone, on your stream account, in your personal space, how you choose to deal with something like that to protect your own mental peace.
Yeah.
That's a flip side of it, right? You could have gotten to an argument and then spend the next 20 minutes being like...
Doom spiraling.
No, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of... What you chose to do just ended up with you having more mental peace.
Which is, the James Barr, episode 3, if you haven't heard it, approach where he's just like, there's nothing you can say to me that will hurt me.
Yeah.
Because he's just spent so much time dealing with right-wing thugs online.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That he's just like... Great, keep talking about me.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great attitude.
You're making me famous.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way. Let's see. So this is quite exciting. Our listeners this week is from America. It's from New York.
Very exciting.
Acast says that 20% of our listeners are based in the States. Which
my apologies to them for being in that situation.
This is Tom. I live with a housemate who, for reasons I still don't fully understand, doesn't believe in washing his hands. Not in an aggressively anti-science way, more our bodies are designed to handle germs.
No.
One night I watched him come out the bathroom, skip the sink and go straight back to chopping vegetables for dinner. I awkwardly said, "Oh, are you not going to wash your hands?" And he replied completely sincerely, "It's actually better for your immune system if you don't."
Wrong.
We both just stood there for a second, staring at the cutting board. What should I have done? I ate the food.
Oh, no. Well, what I will say is, at least you can feel happy in the fact that if whatever he chopped was cooked, there's some level of sterilization that has happened.
I'm just confused how he saw him come out of the bathroom and skip the sink. Is the sink outside the bathroom, or
Maybe.
or was the door open the whole time? Because it sounds to me like maybe the door's open the whole time, which
That's a whole
is a
other
lot
issue.
for
We
a
don't have time for that.
housemate.
You don't wash your hands and have to watch you shit? Like, come on.
I mean, I will say, Tom confronted his bad egg more than either of we did.
They did. But to what end? The bad egg decided to discontinue. Maybe this is a good lesson that sometimes confrontation just results doesn't achieve your goals.
If anything, your housemate just doesn't like you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it is good to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I would not eat any more food cooked by that house.
Yeah, true. Just buy a salad. It's fine.
Also, I hate the whole a bit of dirt is good for your immune system, because that's been disproven so much. And it's like it is true to an extent that exposing your body to more quote unquote dangerous things does improve your immune system, but not to the extent of, like, no one's asking you to eat shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a limit to it that exists.
You basically come up against enough stuff in daily life that you don't need to be challenging your bodies even more, right?
Exactly. Like, I think the best way to explain it to the housemate is, like, would you let, like, your doctor operate on you without washing their hands?
That's a good way of putting it.
Because if doctors are washing their hands, then you know you probably should be washing your hands. Like, the people who know all about the body, they're choosing to do it.
Scrubby.
Yeah, maybe you should also.
And that's from a doctor. So, Tom, there you go. You could just say, a doctor told me.
Yeah. Don't mention it's trained.
It's a trained doctor. Yeah.
All the best trained doctors wash their hands.
You're the diesel mechanic is what I'm saying. Okay, so we just got time. Whose was the baddest of the bad eggs and who dealt with their bad egg best? I think yours was the baddest of the bad eggs.
But I think Tom dealt with his best.
Well done, Tom. Congrats on your win. I'll be back next week. Oh yes, Shalaka, you are on tour of a sort.
Yes.
Tell me.
I am doing a few dates at the moment. I'm going to do some more. So I'll be bringing my show to London, Suffolk, and Brighton. So please come watch. The big three. And all the details are on my Instagram. So please follow me. I need more followers.
What is your Instagram?
At Shalaka Kurup.
Like, that could be where you're going wrong if you're not telling people what the Instagram.
Yeah, and my Instagram is at Paul Moore.
And she might even follow you back.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to follow back, I'm probably your best bet at getting that.
Hashtag follow for follow. Yeah. And please do follow on Spotify as well. That makes a real difference. And the podcast is at Don't Just Stand There Pod. Shalaka, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I've had a great time.
Joy. Bye, everyone.
Bye.